Hey guys, what up? It's your boy Khan, TDK, Mr. So Real. In today's good or garbage, we're going to be looking at the blueprints and things that are being sold in the dark zone and in the base. Now, the recommended weapon, or the theme of this week is shotguns. And although the devs talked about how shotguns are so broken and OP with centuries, I guess they figured if you can't beat them, pick up this shotgun and join them. So the custom M870 is the shotgun that is being sold all over this week. So you may want to check one of those out if you don't have them. But let's keep it real. There's a lot of garbage floating around. So without further ado, because this AI is so advanced and they're so easy to kill, let's go. I got him. So the special equipment vendor, of course, they have the Historian with 161% headshot damage. If you're interested in the Historian, we've seen it up to 170 something, so you might want to wait. The G36C can't really get on with this just because Predatory is so hard to reach the requirements for this, and Prepared, who's really using a G36 more than 40 meters away from the target. I don't recommend that at all. The SASG, the sausage, it has stability, adept, and unforgiving. Unforgiving is not too bad. Adept is kind of stability. You don't. It's garbage. The M1911. Why even talk about it? This is garbage. In terms of the newer agents, stuff that you may want to think about. Rejuvenated, I would say, is not a bad perk. It used to be decent. Plus, this has skill power. So if you find yourself dealing with exotic damage, maybe for the incursions or things like that, then this may be something you could be interested in. And it's only 125 Phoenix credits. So this could be a good start off mask if you do not have access to the gear sets. For the advanced players, there's really nothing to see here. If you're looking for gear set stuff, the Predator's Mark knee pads, don't really like these just because they're just health and they only have protection from elites. You could re-roll that. Hunter's Faith, if you're trying to get a little bit more damage on your sniper shots and you are just starting, then this is kind of a meh. The major attribute being health, I don't really recommend. You may want to get some damage for that. So let's go down to the underground and see what they have in that little subway part next. Alright, now for the second special equipment vendor, we have the Historian with a little bit more headshot damage, 167. It's just the Historian. This military MK46, if you can get talented to work, I would say this isn't too bad. But yeah, if you're not meeting that requirement, then I would say you may want to pass for the 632 Phoenix credits. Now, in terms of shotguns, wink wink, hint hint, this is actually better than the stuff that's in the dark zone. You have this custom M870, and this has 232.5% stagger, pretty good damage at 67.2. It has responsive, which is good for getting you more damage when you're up close. Also, it has using a skill improves the handling, which is kind of mad. You might want to re-roll that, but it does have destructive, which gives you even more armor damage. So this is really good for PvE content. And I got a Delta error. Okay, so before I was so rudely interrupted by the Delta errors, and let me just say for the record, Massive, fix your fucking game. This is kind of silly. I'm just in here trying to make videos, and these videos actually promote the Division. No, Massive is not paying me any money to do this. I was a huge fan of this game, and I still hope that the game will become better, but at the current state that it's in, anyway, getting a Delta Air while you're in the middle of just doing this stuff is pretty silly. I'm in the hub next to anyway, whatever. So for people who are interested in getting a shotgun, this is a very good shotgun and worth your Phoenix credits. In my opinion, you may want to reroll capable, but the other two perks are pretty damn good. If you can get brutal in that capable slot, you are good to go, sir. For the M870 Express, this has responsive and it has swift. Swift is also good and unforgiving is good. If you can meet these requirements for the newer player, this is probably really good for you. It only costs 221 Phoenix credits, but you know, that's a big jump from between 669 and 221. If you don't have the Phoenix credits and you can't really get that many so quickly, you may want to think about this for the newer agents. The rest of this stuff is pretty much garbage. There isn't too much going on, and I don't recommend any of this stuff, to be honest. But if you are looking for some gloves, these Predator Marks gloves are pretty I would say they're all right if you're a newer agent, but for the veteran players, definitely you want to pass on this. But critical hit damage, critical hit chance, and assault rifle damage ain't too bad, especially if you're using it for a full Predator's Mark set. So let's move on over to the blueprints. I'm not going to stay too long on these because they're just blueprints. Most of this is the 214 stuff. If you need any kind of gear sets and you have the money, then go for that. You do need the weapon kits to re-roll weapons, so keep that in mind. And the rest of this stuff, nothing really amazing. The extended blueprint for level 31 is here, but it's level 31, so don't even bother. Anyway, none of this stuff is really too highly worth talking about, so let's go on to the underground for the people who paid that cash and see what they have down there in the goods section. Alright, for the underground, the 229 high-end marksman rifle is a 163 headshot damage. Unfortunately, I cannot recommend this because you have to be rank 40. Just a heads up, I'm not recommending anything that you have to be rank 40 for, unless maybe it's the blueprints. But for a 229 weapon, which easily falls from a lot of places, if you're of the level, I'm not recommending it because getting to rank 40 is just a pain in the ass. Let's just be honest about it. The military G36, this is not very good, only because it has Provident, which on an assault rifle is kind of stupid. The paratrooper SVD has a really good headshot damage, 171, plus it has skilled, which gives you more of your signature resource by 11% if you get headshot kills. You know that, and that's pretty good if you meet the requirement. Plus it has vicious, which gives you more critical hit chance when your health is full. So it's not really a bad weapon, but it's not the greatest. And it only requires you to be rank 10, which isn't bad. So if you're a newer agent, this may be pretty good for you. The 163 G36C, can't really recommend this even for the newer agents, because getting those marks to hit for health, electronics, and firearms is kind of a challenge. If that was in the last slot, maybe, and only having swift. Now for the 268 blueprints, again you have to be rank 40, which I say is a bit too high. And these are the 268 blueprints for the blind knee pads and the Firecrest knee pads. If you don't have these and you're interested in crafting some, then this may be something good. But again, you have to be rank 40, which I think is quite stupid. The devs did do a state of the game, and I will be making... Whoa, damn, ninja. The devs did make a state of the game, and I will be making a video on that and giving you my real honest opinions about that. And let's just say it's comedy. Alright, so let's get out of here and move on to the Dark Zone and see what they have this week. In DZ2, for the newer agents, there's really nothing going on that I would recommend. The rank 15 Dark Zone item is a purple. The 25 has some decent rolls on it. If you're trying to level up, this would be good for Dark Zone ranking up because it has the increased kill XP. It also has health on kill, but it's not really the best of the best. And the things for the more veteran agents, there are a lot of 90s. There are 3 90 rank Dark Zone items, and the 229 has perceptive and armor and scavenging. This I really wouldn't recommend you waste your time on. The blueprints are stamina backpack, stamina mask, and stamina gloves with firearms mask. These are all still 204. I know a lot of people are waiting for the 229 blueprints to come out, so who knows, fingers crossed, maybe they'll come out sometime next week. We can hope. So let's move on to DZ3 and see what they've got there. In DZ3, it's pretty much a sad state of if you can't beat them, join them. Now, the devs know that the shotguns with sensories are a big problem, and yet here we have the military M870, a shotgun that is really hard hitting and does quite a bit of damage. For the newer agent, if you're rank 40, you probably should be doing better than 182 gear score items, so I would give this a pass. If you are a rank 80, the best thing I could say is maybe go for this one with brutal and sustained if you have the requirements to meet these, but actually this is probably garbage as well, so you may just want to come on down if you're going to spend the money and go down to the custom M80 blueprint and craft you a bunch of these and make sure that you get the god roll. And then that way you can use sentries and run around and be an ass in the Dark Zone and just dump on people, because that's kind of where the game is right now. And if you need some kind of auto rifle, you can get the tactical ACR, which is a very good auto rifle and highly recommended by a lot of people that I know. So if you need an AR, this is a very good one. And if you want to be an ass and run around the Dark Zone, or if you just want to defend yourself from all the asses, then you may need some toilet paper, and I would say get this custom M870 and do yourself a service and try to stay alive. But the game is in a rough place, and here we go. They just put more fuel on the fire. Good job, Massive. In DZ4, for the newer agents, I might recommend the advanced stamina mod just to give yourself 109 stamina and 3% exotic damage resilience. Is it necessary? Not really, but unfortunately you have to be ranked 25 to get it. For the veteran players, of course, there's absolutely nothing here for you unless you want to get an electronics gear mod blueprint or a stamina gear mod blueprint. These are all power level 32, so you can pick these up for DZ funds here. Let's move on to DZ5 and see what they've got. In DZ5, for the newer agents, there really isn't much going on here. If you have a bolt action sniper rifle, maybe you would be interested in the vertical grip, but if you're rank 40, you're probably not a new agent. The rest of this stuff is kind of not that great. And in terms of the blueprints, the suppressor, I used to like suppressors, but if you don't have headshot damage or something like that, maybe critical hit chance or something like that, it's kind of not worth it to even put it on. So why only settle for reduced threat? That's kind of lame. And quick release magazine, you already know that's garbage. So nothing but a poo-poo fest, and it is Diaper City. So let's move on to DZ6 and see what is there. In DZ6, we have the Alpha Bridge mask, Alpha Bridge chest, knee pads of the Nomad, final measure knee pads. All of this stuff is the 191 variant for the newer agent. If you are rank 30 and you're trying to get some gear sets, this may be a decent way to do it, but it will cost you credits. There must be an easier way to get something to level up the newer agents for their gear score, but it doesn't seem like it's something that will be easy. For the veteran players, or the middle of the road players, because the veteran players don't need any of this stuff, these are the blueprints that are in the Dark Zone for the gear sets. And it's really nothing to write home about. The Dark Zone and the vendors are really in a sad state at the moment. I hope that they do something fresh to I guess, rejuvenate what used to be something fun and kind of like Christmas time to look forward to on the weekends. But right now it's kind of a hot mess and it's not looking good. So let's hope that the devs actually do something and change this system, because it is not good. And that is all I have to say about that. So until next week, until the next video, I am Khan TDK, Mr. So Real. I'm out.